Hello again. I've got today this charming little, cute little angel. I was having a look on Pinterest. It's a wonderful place to look for ideas and inspiration. I came across something similar to this, and I thought I would paint it for you. Again, I've put it on a Christmas card, which is 6x6. I've lightly sketched my version of the design, and I shall start painting it. Most of this video will be in real time, so you'll be able to see how I go about it. I'm not sure if my palette and my mixing is in the shot all the time, but we'll see how it goes. I'm mixing up a flesh colour here, and I've used a little bit of usually use sort of the transparency type colours, so it'll be a transparent yellow with a little bit of pink in, probably, to help tone it down. And if it's too strong, test it on some spare paper. If it's too strong, just add a bit more water. I sometimes use burnt sienna, and that gives a nice skin tone, and then you can adapt it with pinks and yellows or darker colours, so that's really quite good. So, and also what you need to bear in mind is with watercolours, the colour that you put down will always dry lighter. So I always tend to use a lot of water in my colours, so my colours do tend to, my paintings tend to be a little bit paler than perhaps somebody else's. It's all very personal, isn't it? Right, so just tidying up around the edges. While the paint is still sort of wet and moist on the page, you can still manipulate it. And if you feel there is a little bit too much, you can lift it off very gently. If you've not done it before, I'd suggest you practice on some spare piece of paper. Right, now we're doing the dress. The whole dress is going to be green, and I've used sap green with a little bit of new gamboge, I think it is, which is nice, rich, sort of yellow. And I've just put a little bit in there to sort of strengthen up the sap green. And I don't use the colours straight from the pan. I always put them onto my palette and then mix them to the with water, to the consistency that I like. And as you can see here, my brush holds a lot of paint and water, so I can get a lot of coverage from just one sort of filling of the brush, if you like. I don't know about you, but I always find it fascinating watching people paint. And when I look back on my own videos that I've done for you, I just find the process that I've done quite fascinating. The order in which I've done things, and my brush strokes and everything. It's very strange, and I love watching other people paint. I find it just, quite relaxing and therapeutic. I know people do voiceovers and they add music, and I do the same, but I'll sometimes just turn all that down, just mute that on the phone or the laptop, and just sit and watch. And it's lovely and relaxing. We're weird, aren't we? Hey? Right, so now, what am I doing now? Oh, now this brush here is for these paints. Now, oh, they're gone. Oh, here we are. They are, I can't for the life of me think what they are now. They're a set of gold paints with the silver one at the end there, and they are lovely. I will put the details below. I've just completely gone out of my mind, so I'm sorry about that. But they are lovely. I love to use them in my artwork. They just add that little bit of sparkle, and if you like a little bit of bling, they are really, really good. So I'm using this silver for her wings. I've changed my brush and this brush is a synthetic brush, and I think it's one of Terry Harrison's brushes, I'm not sure. And the hairs in the brush are a little bit more firmer than the ones I normally use, and they're just ideal for me to use with this paint. You need to, with those paints, you need to spray the pan that you're going to use with water and let it sit for a little while to activate the paint. And then you saw me sort of moving my brush around to get the paint activated and get a nice load on the brush to paint it down. I remember when I was doing this, I was cold. I've got a fleece on, as you can see, and the brush just kept sliding down my hand. And if you look, at some stages I'm almost hanging on to the end of the ferrule, right down near the bristles of the brush. I hope you can't hear this noise. I've got trouble with my laptop. The fan keeps going, and I've tried to do a diagnostic on it, and nothing really improved, but it's such a nuisance. I'll try and cut it out, but if you can hear it, I do apologise. It's obviously overheating somehow or other, and I've got no idea why. Right. Oh, can you see that sparkling? Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? Yeah, catch the glint. Yeah, very pretty. Right. When you use those paints, you need to cover them back up, obviously, and just make sure the brush is rinsed thoroughly. I tend to use a separate brush to what I would in my watercolours. You may have just seen the banner come up. If you do enjoy this video and my other videos, perhaps you might consider subscribing to my channel. And if you click the little bell, you'll be notified of when I list any more videos. I'm trying to do them a bit more regularly. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a bit of encouragement, folks. I need it. So I've just done her little hands and feet the same. So she's got gloves on, and her gloves match her shoes. Right, now we'll do her hair. Now her hair is, I think it was like a golden, I don't know, I can't remember. But I'm using yellow ochre here, which is quite a nice earthy yellow colour, but it does actually look nice. I don't use it a great deal. I tend to use it a bit more in my landscape paintings, but it just seemed to fit in quite nicely with this little one today. What am I using there? Size 4, I think. Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't get enough colour on your brush in one go, then you'd have you might have enough colour to do, sort of at least one half of the area like I did here, and I've just reloaded my brush to finish off this part of her hair. And that sort of helps with your art flow, really, rather than keep going to pick up paint. I find for me, getting a nice load on my on my brush really helps. Sorry, I was sitting there watching myself paint. I got distracted. I've been trying to do a few Christmas cards because I help run an art club locally, one of our villages here, and we've got an art show coming up soon at the beginning of December, and I've been trying to do some Christmas cards to raise funds for the art club. So these little cards here will be on sale at the art club. So, and I know they will go because people, they always come. Those people that do come, and I have a little stand there, and I paint whilst I'm there, and they usually do come and buy my little cards or any of the little sketches I do, which is quite nice. We have the art club, obviously, the club members put on their larger works, and yeah, quite lucky we sell a few, and it brings people into the village, which is nice, and it's nice to see people, you know, just come and mix, really. Right, the little star, I use the same colour as her yellow ochre with probably a bit of new gamboge in it to make it a bit more yellow. So she's drying. I'm just letting her hair dry there because I want to paint that bow at some stage, but I don't want to do it while her hair is damp, because if I do that, that will then mean that the colour might run if I catch it. Oh, little cheeks. Right. So I put down the colour, little blobs of colour, and I've just gone back, I've rinsed my brush, and I've come back with more or less a clean brush with a little bit of water on, and I've just spread that colour around to sort of soften the colour on her cheeks, rather than have two blobs. There we go. Right. So, what next? It's going to have to be the bow, isn't it? Yeah, need to get that bow done. Right. I can see a little bit of red there, so it looks like I tried to have a go, but the hair was still wet, and I don't know, I've got paint over it now, so you won't see it. And yeah, the colour bled into the hair a little bit, but right, this colour here is Permanent Rose. And I'm using a size 2 brush, and you can see I'm right down, close down to the bristles. That's partly because my hand is cold and I keep slipping down the brush, but also the fact that I'm doing detailed work. And when you do detailed work, the idea is to have, you know, hold the brush a bit closer so you've got a bit more control. You know, a bit like when you write with, you know, a pen or a pencil. Right, so I'm in here again with the Jelly Roll gold pen. I like these. They've got like a little bit of... It's a nice gold. I've tried several, but I do actually prefer these ones. I quite like the feel of them and how they sort of move across the page when you're using them. So now going in and using the pen as means of decoration. I could have used my gold coloured paints for this if I'd wanted to, but I decided to use the pen. It just made it a little bit easier. And just popping in some decoration. You'll have to let me know what you feel about the video in real time, or whether you would have wanted some of it speeded up, or would have preferred a shorter version, you know, with just some music and, you know, no sort of talk over it. I'm trying to find ways that suit you. I know we can't please everybody all the time, but, you know, what I like may not be what you like. And if you don't tell me what you like, then I shall carry on regardless. But I would like to be able to do a format that perhaps you enjoy watching. It's a bit of a minefield, you know, trying to find the right format, trying to get the length of the video right, and obviously, you know, I want to enjoy the process as well, and not feel as if I'm on a treadmill turning these things out. But you know, it's nice to know that there's somebody out there. And I do read all your comments. If you do decide to comment, I read them all, and I will reply, you know, as soon as I can. I will reply to you. I try not to ignore you all. Right. So with this pen, you know, you can embellish this dress as much as you like. You can put on as much or as little as you like. I'm just sort of putting a few ideas down here just to make it not quite so plain. You may have noticed as well the hem of her dress has got like a swoop in it. So I've created a swoop effect in the design that I've made as well. So it actually looks, the impression was to try and give the dress a billowing effect. And had I just gone straight across, it would have made things look a little bit strange. So I've tried to keep the flow the same as the hemline of the dress. Right, I've got some white here. Now, that's jelly roll as well, and I'm going to put some white in, but it's very, very pale, and I must admit, I wasn't really sure about it, but there we go. I've done it now. The trouble is, I don't know about you people who may doodle out there already. I mean, I'm sure there are people here who do doodle. But I find that sometimes with these, once I start, you know, I just don't know when to stop. And, you know, you get to the point where you think, oh, that's great, I really, really like it. And then, you know, you go into complete brain fade and end up doing something and you think, oh no, I wish I hadn't done that. Just like here, I've put some dots all over this little bow and I really don't know whether in fact I should have done it. It does look nice, but I don't know, I wasn't so sure about it. Anyway, here we are, we've got the black pen and we must be coming close to the end, I'd imagine. Putting her little face in. Just keep the features of the face simple. I find that is the best way, you know, rather than, because it's only small, I mean it's on a 6x6 inch card. If you start to put too much in, then it starts to get a little bit busy. And I've outlined the bow so it doesn't get lost in her hair. And I'm now thinking, shall I leave it here or shall I do a bit more? And I couldn't really decide, so I don't know. I'm having a think about it, obviously. I mean, sometimes these things are worth leaving overnight and then coming back in the morning and having a little look to see what you've actually got. But I go back in with this white pen. This is a Posca pen. And I had those little dots on there first. And then I did this. And I wish I hadn't. I mean, it's awful. I wish I could undo it, but I can't. But there we go. We'll just have to live with it. So, got some little gold bobbles on the bottom of the dress. Put that one away. Now let's see what, I bet there's going to be a black pen come here, isn't it? I can feel it. See, told you. And there we go. I mean, I don't know what your views are on about outlining. Some people like it. I quite enjoy doing it, but some people don't. And, you know, it's such a personal choice. But I would say, I mean, there are times when you think, I would have wished I'd left it. And, you know, I mean, it's up to you, isn't it? We're all different. We all have different tastes and views and opinions. So there's no right or wrong. It's what suits you and what you're happy with at the end of the day. You know, I started to do the outlining and I wasn't sure, but, you know, I lived with it. It did make her stand out. That's the only thing I would say. It did make her stand out. And I think we're just about getting close. Oh, my Lord. More pen work. I must have had one of those days. If it wasn't moving, get the pen out. that looks nice. Yeah, good move there. At least it brings out the little wings of our little angel. Bless her. Look at her. Well, it's coming to an end anyway. I can see that now. I hope you enjoyed it and found it interesting. I've loved doing it for you. You know, as I said before, you know, if you've enjoyed my work and my videos that I've done, you know, do consider subscribing and hitting the notification button, and then you'll be informed when I've issued another video. And yeah, that would be great. So I'll leave it there. We're coming to the end of this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Bye.